Good evening, Wellness Warriors. Welcome to Empower Hour Sunday night, just after 8, because Facebook still wouldn't work on my laptop. It wouldn't go live, so apologies. Let me just grab my charger, because once again I've had to resort to my phone. Facebook tried doing an upgrade last week and changing the live. I did mean to sort it out on my computer this week, but it hasn't allowed me to. I didn't have a chance, and I've just tried going live again and it's still not allowing it. So, how are we all? I hope you're all well. Thank you for those that are joining in as we speak. Good evening, the lovely Catherine. I hope you're well. I'm just trying to make sure my phone is charging as I am holding it. So, guys, what have you been up to? Remember to start thinking about your wellness wins. I will be asking you a little bit later about your week's wellness wins. What's gone well for you over the last week? Good evening, the lovely Rob. Rob is with us. We've got so many wonderful regulars. It's always a pleasure. And Rob is one of them. Rob the bass, in fact. So tonight we're going to be opening up the conversation around mental health and wellbeing, as always, on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock in Empower Hour. Tonight's theme is the links between our feelings and our thoughts and new perspectives. I was consulting my little book earlier that we're following, and I loved a section in it that talks about how our thoughts can go a bit pear-shaped. So I'm just going to find the page. I did have it when I had the laptop up and running, but it went a bit pear-shaped. So be thinking of your wellness wins, guys. The things that have gone well for you over the last week. And I'm really desperately trying to hold my phone and flick through my book at the same time, and it's proving a little bit tricky. But just bear with me. So, thank you for joining, Catherine, Rob, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. And I will find the 13 kinds of crooked thinking. Now give me a thumbs up if this is you. Who's an overgeneralizer? So who assumes that because something's happened once that it means it's always going to happen, or you forget to do things, you don't do them because you think that it's never going to go right, or there's always crime in the area, and you overgeneralise because you see something that has happened locally, that then you think that one that comes up quite often with us is that our parks aren't safe because something has happened in a park like a long time ago, but then people don't go and visit the parks because of this one incident that they think they're unsafe. So that's the overgeneralizer. What about the exaggerators out there? I know that I can exaggerate things up sometimes, giving negative events more importance than they deserve, and positive events less importance. I'll never get over it. Any fool should be able to pass a driving test. I can't bear it. The way I look, nobody could take me seriously. People never enjoy being with me because I'm too shy. Landing this contract doesn't really mean anything at all. So the over-exaggerators, who recognises that with their thinking? What about discounting the positive? So rejecting good things as they think it did not count. She only said that to make me feel better. I could never have done that on my own. Or it's just that I was lucky. or I happened to be in the right place at the right time. So that's discounting the positive. Mind reading. I suffer terrible with this. This is one of my worst ones. Believing that you know what other people are thinking. She knows that I've made a mess of this, or they all thought I was stupid. That's one of mine, is people, I think people will think that I'm stupid. Or he doesn't like me. You only say that because you want to get this from me. They only asked me because they couldn't find anyone else. My mind reading is that sometimes I think that people only like me because they feel sorry for me. What's another one that went through my head? I couldn't get rid of it in summer. With my friends, a lady I absolutely love, one of my dearest, was just been nice to me for the sake of it. And I mean, I spoke to her about it because it was really hard and I was really struggling at the time. Someone put some doubts in my head. And I said, look, do you feel this way? And she was like, no, of course not. But when your mind is working against you, as sometimes it does, sometimes it's for short periods, like that when we're heightened by stress. Sometimes these periods of time can go on for much longer. What about predicting the future? Who's a predict the future or fortune-telling thinker? Everything is bound to go wrong. I won't be able to cope on my own. I couldn't face it if something dreadful was to happen. The interview went so badly. I know they won't give me the job. It's no use. I'll never get it right. I'll never be able to do that sort of thing. That's the predicting the future or fortune-telling kind of thinker. Then there's the black and white thinker, switching from one extreme to another. If I can't get this right, I might as well give up altogether. If I can't say that, then our friendship means nothing at all. One mistake ruined the whole thing, or one false move and the business will crumble. I'm a success versus I'm a failure. So that's the black and white kind of thinking. Then we've got taking things personally kind of thinking. They didn't ask me because they don't like me. Or you're criticising me. Or the waiter just ignores me. If they don't get here, it's because I gave them such bad directions. So that's taking it all very personally kind of thinker. And I do see these little hands going up at certain points. So it is quite interesting, I think, recognising what kind of crooked thinking tends to bite us on the bum. So then there's still a few more. So we've got taking the blame. There are people that take responsibility when it's not theirs. So it's when they say, oh, it's all my fault, and sorry, and they'd be happier if I'd been a better mother, or if only I'd done more for. He failed his test because I was so nasty to him at night. So the taking the blame, so something's going wrong, and you're the one, you're pulling all that blame on yourself. Then there's emotional reasoning kind of thinking. Mistaking feelings for facts. So I'm so worried. I know something is going to go wrong. I'm sure they had an accident. I love her so much she's bound to respond. And I don't care what you say, I just feel the way I do. So that's emotional reasoning. Then we've got name calling. I'm a terrible name caller. So name calling, I'm sure plenty of you will recognise this. I'm such an idiot. You're completely heartless. Anybody could do that. Must be brain dead. I'm stupid. I'm bad. She's crazy. So for me, my personal ones of name calling as I'm stupid. That's the one that always goes through my head. Sometimes these can be can come about because someone has said something to us when we were younger and we've just held on to it, and maybe we haven't really realised that it was more a reflection where they were at than where we were at, than who we are. So when I work with people, a lot of people talk about all this kind of distorted thinking, this crooked thinking. So by recognising that it's distorted thinking, that it's crooked thinking, will help us on our journey to strengthen our mental health and well-being. What about scaremongering? Who's a scaremongerer? So what if the car breaks down? What if this goes down? What if the plane crashes? What if this happens? What if that happens? You read about it all in the papers. So there's that kind of thinking as well. And then there's the wishful thinking, which can actually be just as troublesome. Supposing things would be better if they were different. If I was only younger, if I was only thinner, if I was only smarter, not the way I am. Yeah, do we recognise that thinking? And then there's a word that I can never say. Let me get my teeth in. Ready? Catastrophising. Catastrophising. You know what I mean. So it's predicting the worst outcome. If something was to go wrong, it will be a disaster. Every twinge is a sign of serious illness, even from a frown. If I make a mistake, I'll lose my job. I'll lose control. My heart is beating so fast I could die. So that's a kind of catastrophising thinking. So what happens is when we think like this, when we go through that distorted thinking, it then changes the way we feel. So it can, our thoughts and our feelings, they all affect one another. It goes round. And it can go round in a bit of a vicious circle. I always liken it to like a broken record, certainly when it's on negative. If we're on a negative pathway, negative thinking, it's going round and round and round. And then we start to physically feel worse as well. Not just mentally, it affects us physically as well. It's when your tension will build up in your neck. It's when you get tight and you get headaches. So some experiments have been done in psychology where they have two groups of people. One group of people are played fairly happy music and asked to recall memories, and one group are played sad music and asked to recall their memories. Obviously, well, I say obviously, this is why the experiment was done, the psychological experiment was done. The ones that were played at happy sort of music in the background recalled happy memories. The ones that had the negative music in the background, the slow recalled negative. So we do have to be really careful about the power of our thoughts and how they make us feel. If we are struggling with our thoughts, we need to try and make a shift. I know this week I was stressing about the potential cost of about £20,000 and the impact of me and this potential, I say a mistake, it wasn't a mistake, this potential oversight of something in my personal life. And I was really worried about it, and I didn't sleep one night, and it bothered me all night, it bothered me all day. And I drove to work, I got into the car park, and just like a absolute flick of the switch, one of my friends' problems popped up in my head. And I thought, it grounded me for a minute, because I thought, what am I worrying about this potential 20 grand for, when actually one of my friends is more worried about this. and it's something that money can't buy. And it just, the rest of the day I was like, no, there are more important things in life to worry about. And the more important things to worry about are our health, our family, our friends, money. Just, yes, we have to pay the bills, but we have to put our lives into perspective as well, and what's really important. So, to change our thinking, which will change how we feel, we have to find new perceptions. And these new perceptions, they're not always going to be the easiest thing to find. It's not something that you'll be able to go, oh wow, yeah, no, I can flip the switch and have a new perception straight away, because these takes time and skills to build up. But it's really important. I mean, if anyone has ever had CBT, this is where CBT challenges the thoughts and the feelings. So I'm just going to drink. Just bear with me. And why it's so good, why it works for so many people. Sorry. So one way to look at challenging those thoughts is identifying identifying the problematic thoughts. So when you can label it as that's that negative thought, rather than sort of take it in and believe it and take it as a fact, when you start to recognise it's just a thought and thoughts aren't real, that they're just distorted thinking, then that's a first step. I mean, the brain, it is said, and it does change from book to book, but in the region that we have about 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts. But about 80% of them can be negative. So if we take 80,000 and we're looking at about 80% of being negative, that would make us feel absolutely like crap. I wouldn't want to get out of bed. And this is what a lot of people struggle with, not getting out of bed, not leaving the house, not answering the phone, or getting out of the house but then really in a bad place all day, and hence why we've got so many people in our communities really struggling with their mental health. So if we can start to learn these tools that will help us, and there are different tools for different people, like not necessarily one tool will work for everyone. We have to all find what works best for us. But I do think that identifying it as a thought and not taking it as a given that it's a fact, that recognising that and labelling it is a first step. Then there are other ways that we can do it, through searching through new perspectives as well. Sometimes it's like, would my best friend say that? If she was here now, would she be saying I'm stupid or I'm ugly or the plane's gonna crash, or what would they say? So maybe sometimes stealing your best friend's brain, or I don't know, whoever's closest to you, and just saying, what are your thoughts on this? How is my brain distorting my thinking? Am I negatively looking at this? So whether that is to ring a friend, grab a friend, or just imagine what your friend would say, might help you. So that's another perspective to do. Another great one is, would this matter in a year's time from now? Putting time on it. Will this really matter in 1 year from now? So it might be a presentation at work, and you're getting all stressed about it, and in 1 year's time from now, would that presentation really matter. So there are different different tools to use to help you. I'm just making sure this charger's in, sorry. If I lose my battery, then we'll be in trouble. Would Carla give me that look when I'm saying it? Yeah, that's a good one. That look of, okay. Absolutely. Sometimes it would be your superhero self. So who's got that superhero self that in their best possible self, they know that they wouldn't talk to themselves or they wouldn't let those thoughts go through their head. I know that I've been my best self a couple of times in my life, and sometimes I can now recognise, hold on, I must be stressed because this is going on in my head. So, and I've learnt to recognise what's going on, what situations are going on in my life before I start, and how I'm feeling before I then go on to my thoughts. So that's one thing that's helped me. The water under the bridge rule as well. You feel bad about things that you did or things you did not do. They continue to trouble you long the past when they should. But you have to let them flow by instead. So sometimes it's just about letting things go. Rather than... One of mine was... My nan, I've always talked about my nan saving me. I went for a really rough time in my teenage years, and I moved in with my nan when I was about 15, and I lived with her till I was 18. And I dropped, like any teenage girl, all my washing on the floor. I never hoovered for her. I probably didn't do any housework in actual fact. She always said how she felt that I went through like 4 lots of washing a day because I would go to college, I'd go down the pub, I'd go night clubbing, so there's always, and I'd be working as well. So there was always me getting changed. And I never appreciated my nan for when I had her. I don't think I ever sat her down, looked her in the eyes and go, Nan, thank you for taking me in, for looking after me, for loving me, for buying me all the clothes, for washing, ironing, and just everything that she did for me. And for a lot of years I felt really bad that I had never thanked her. But I could beat myself up by that for the rest of my life, because it's something I can't change now. However, I've just let it go. I've let it go that, you know what, I was a kid, I didn't know any better. I'd come from a traumatic home, so I didn't know, I wasn't in the right headspace, and my nan loved me. And I know that love is unconditional, true love is unconditional. So I was probably a right pain in her ass, but she knew I loved her, and I've let it go. So when you guys have got these thoughts, the negative thoughts going on in your life, do look at what situations are happening, look at how you are feeling, and then break down your thoughts into whether they've been helpful for you or not, and then try and change the perspective on your thoughts. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you something to have an awareness of the next week, and you guys hopefully can let me know next week how you've found that in practice by trying to shift perception. I was working with someone this week, and they said the biggest change in their life was what is the worst thing that could happen. She liked that statement. What is the worst thing that can happen? So yeah, have a look at what your tools are for me, guys. Anyway, I need to have another drink. All this talking. You lot are very quiet tonight anyway. Welcome Danielle. Welcome Salman. And who else is with us? Irene's with us. Maxine's with us. Paul's with us. Wendy's with us. Welcome. Cheers to my Coca-Cola. So many of you have been doing parkrun. Each month, Motivated Minds, Team Motivated, we've pledged to try something new in our personal challenge. And I will say, I was really proud to see so many of you doing parkrun this month, because that's what we chose for February, that we try a parkrun. And I know some of you went for your second time. Many park runs around this way have been closed because of the winds, etc., and the weather. So I'm really proud of those that have given it a go and are loving it and sending me in their personal bests. Well done. Right. So, guys, be thinking, please, of your what went wells and give us a shout up now. Type in 3 things that have gone well for you in the last week. Things that you've gone, yeah, that's made it a good week. That's made it memorable. Might just be someone simply opening a door for you. Might be someone saying a kind word. It might be something that happened. A trip out with a friend or something. But let me know what has gone well for you in the last week. And I'm going to share mine. Now, earlier I was thinking what's gone well. And I could almost put it all down into just one day. But I've got so many this week. And I had nearly forgot, probably the most important, is that I become a nan again. So last Monday, I did tell you last week, Sunday, that my daughter-in-law, the lovely Danielle, was in labour, or the soft, the potential beginnings of labour. Well, I'm very proud to announce that at 5:51 last Monday morning, Danielle gave birth to Melody, who has 10 fingers, 10 toes, and beautiful eyes, which I've seen today. Which leads me to another wellness win. I got to spend the day with my other granddaughter, because I'm trying to just give them some support as much as I can. So I've had the absolute pleasure of my 15-month-old granddaughter Hayley today. We've gone swimming together. We had in her Wonder Woman costume, I will say, so proud nanny moment. She was jumping in from the edge to nanny, and then I took her to my dad's. Then I brought her home and we had nanny cuddles and we watched Never Ending Story, and then I put her to bed and I gave her her Hayley quilt, which is unique to Nanny's house, and she just lays in bed and she puts it over her and she lays down, and that was the last I heard of her. So proud nanny. So that's my number 2. That could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 though, to be honest with you. Number 3 is definitely how proud I am of my Ed. Now, I'm hoping he isn't watching. I know he's not, because it hasn't come up that he is, because I don't want him to get a big head. But although he's a pain in the butt, as all children are, he's really done well. He's a wonderful dad. Him and Danielle are wonderful parents, and they just try. And my Ed is so thoughtful, and I'm just, yeah, he's got a lot going for him, Don't get me wrong, still a pain. And I'll never be, I hope no one's recording this because I don't want any evidence of me bigging him up. But yeah, I'm just very proud of him. Yeah, he's a good. So that's my 3 wellness wins. Spending time with my family this week, and yeah, having a new addition. So, Catherine's wellness wins. Let's have a little look. Right. Oh, and I've got your children's as well, and other halves. Oh, excellent. Right, okay. So, Catherine's sledging with sun. Did it snow? Did I miss something? 3 days off work. De-stress. Lovely. Lindell chocolate pick and mix. Where's mine? Right. Her other half. Getting a steel pan. Needs to come out with me. Bargains in the Nike outlet. Yeah. Seeing daughter enjoying herself on aerial daredevil stuff. Very exciting. Daughter sky coaster ride. Getting to the top of a stairway to heaven by walking up. Well done. And playing mum's new steel pan. Oh, not like a cooking pan, like a... Yeah, they're meant to be really good, they are. Well done. Now, for the sun. 5-0 win today in my team match. Well done. Great teamwork. Aeroplane spotting with grandparents. Awesome. And getting first airfix kit. Not made it yet. Oh, well done. Well, son, when you have got your when you've got your airfix done, you can share it as a wellness win, and you can share it as a photo. So there's some congratulations out there to Danielle and Ed. So, guys, what are your wellness wins? Rob, have you got any wellness wins? Who else is watching? Come on, share something that's gone well, guys. Think of something. Another wellness win of mine. Not that I'm being greedy and going for 4 here, but I actually got to spend some time on me this week. I got my hair cut, got my nails done. So, yeah, it's quite nice. Quite nice. No one else is sharing wellness wins. Right, okay. If you do decide to share, I will call them out. I'll read them out. Don't forget, guys, you can always message them to me as well, in case you don't want them online. Right, okay. Still this one-hand job. Gonna go for the affirmators. Let's get the affirmators out. And it's all going to be reversed because it's on my phone. Do apologise. I don't know what Facebook has done with live. So I'm pulling one out at random. What have I got today? No judgment. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? So no judgment. So that's getting rid of your inner critic. Right. The lovely Rob has shared one of his wellness wins. Cooked 40 mushroom stroganoffs for a homeless shelter on Saturday. How awesome is that? That's amazing, Rob. Well done. That's a lot of mushrooms. An awful lot of mushrooms. But how rewarding. Is that a local one? Is that Southend, Thurrock, Basildon? Where did you do that, Rob? And a shout out to volunteering, guys. I'm sure that shelter can do with more volunteers. Motivated Minds can always do with more volunteers. Samaritans. So many great causes out there that we can all volunteer at. Right, I'm going to go for empowering questions. Let's choose an empowering question. Oh, that one was last week's. Oh, who am I? Who am I? Who are you guys? What makes you you? What makes you unique? What makes you a good friend? What makes you a good employee? What music has influenced you? What in the world has influenced you? Who are you? So, good question, because all of these experiences, it shapes us. So, who am I? I would like to say, for me personally, and this was picked up by someone that came to my house yesterday for the first time. She said, your house is full of love. Well, no, she actually said it's romantic. Your house is very romantic. I said, is it? I said, what do you base that on? She went, you've got hearts or everywhere. And I looked round and I was like, oh yes, I have got quite a few. But I didn't put it down to romance. I put it down to love. I am love. I just believe in a world of love. I think if we could all love one another and be a little bit kinder to one another, and all be non-judgmental and love unconditionally, the world would be a better place. So I'd like to think I am love, with a twist of pink and a twist of orange and a twist of cheek, and definitely lots of humour. That's who I'd say I am. Yeah. Anyway, who are you? I've got some people messaging through. Oh my gosh, and they're sending me pictures. I'm sure that's a picture of chocolate. I haven't got my glasses on. Let me enlarge it. I've got someone sending me a picture of chocolate. That's cruel. I've got a chocolate cheesecake, though, in the kitchen. I'm going to have to get that out. And now I see a picture of steel drum. Awesome. That's really good. Well done. Thank you very much for sharing. So cool. I've seen the steel drums that are more... Because you get the ones that I've just seen that are like the traditional scooped ones. And more recently, I've been seeing online the dome ones that you can literally just flick. And yeah, they're quite cool as well, because we're going to try and get some steel drums for our youth club. So yeah, you have to let me know, Catherine, how your family gets on with your one, because I definitely want to buy them for a youth club, because they'll definitely be good fun. Talking of youth clubs, we now have 4 youth clubs going a week. Mondays, Tuesdays... Oh no, we're going to have 4. Wednesdays is the new one, and our ever popular Friday night one in Wickford. So we tend to split them into 2 age ranges, although we're not, in a couple of them, we're not so strict. It's down to if people enjoy attending and taking part in those activities. So we have Monday night, which is 8+. That is strict because we're not the funder on that one. The funder has chosen that it's 8+, but it's in Craylands. Tuesday is our one at the Happy Hub. It's trying to be aimed at older children, and young adults with special needs. Then we've got Wednesdays, which is going to be from 4 to about 12. But if you're 4 to 8, your parents have to stay. But that's okay, because we're going to have family yoga on at the same time as well. So people can take part in that. And then we've got our Friday night, which is 12 plus. At the wonderful downtown youth centre. Now, all of our youth provisions have been shaped to support young people's mental health and well-being, with the aim of giving them early intervention and the tools to prevent some mental health struggles as they get older. So that's our Well Youth Clubs. What else have we got going on? We've got our shop move. We are moving at the end of March into a new store. So we've had so many people message us to say that they can give a hand with painting. We've got an artist that I'm ever so thankful for has contacted us to do a mural. So we've got some really exciting stuff coming ahead. So that's good. Yeah, so I'm very, very excited. We've got our next social night. We're going bowling on Wednesday the 11th of March. That'll be with us before we know it. And I was thinking today as well, if anyone wants to do our next skydive, I think I'll have to check with Joe tomorrow, but it's in June or July, but we need to start getting that booked up now. So if anyone is fancying a skydive to raise money for Motivated Minds, or even your own cause, that's fine, but want to do it as part of Team Motivated, we don't mind. We're going to be doing that June or July. Apologies, can't remember which month. But it'll be awesome. We've got a couple of people that want to do it already. I know Joe is eager to do it for the second time. I think this time we're going to probably choose a weekend. So then it'll give people more options, basically. So, before I go any further of what else we're doing, I'm going to pick a popular as ever stress less card. These are the most, when I say to you guys, when we first started Empower Hour, these were the ones that everyone really loved. Oh, the lovely Lindsay, I presume, because they're sitting on Motivated Minds. There's a few people behind the Motivated Minds, but I think it's Lindsay, has confirmed that Skydive is in July. So we haven't chose what weekend yet, but we'll do that for anyone that wants to do it and fancies a personal challenge. We'll look at dates, and as I said, I think it's likely to fall on a Saturday or Sunday for July, but we'll see what we go with the majority. So sorry, back to the stress less. Expand time. Close your eyes. Imagine that the present moment expands with you in it, as well as your surroundings, the building, the whole city, the country, and the earth. Imagine all that inside this moment. Let your mind rest in this expanded space for a little while. On top of this, you can expand your calendar. Make each week a big board, or each day on a blank A4. The bigger the markings, the larger the calendar, the mind will react to the looseness. On the other hand, the small calendar on your smartphone will make time seem cramped. Stress causes anxiety, and because things seem cramped in small spaces too often, by giving the mind a message of looseness, the anxiety will reduce. Interesting way of looking at it. I will say, if anyone was to look at my phone and see my diary, I get what that means, because it looks like you can't even see how many things, because it just then goes into numbers, because there are so many things. So I suppose if I was to write out on my calendar what I have to do, and it was A4, it would feel less. But when I look at it on my phone, I'm like, oh, I've got like 15 things to do today. So, an interesting one. Maybe I'll give that a go in the week. And the beautiful Lindsay has just said, yes, it's me. So she's confirmed that she sat on the Motivated Minds tonight. So, my wellness warriors, we've got through another week. We've got another week ahead of us. We're going to try, hopefully, recognising those negative thoughts come in, recognising the impact that they have on how we feel, and we're going to start challenging them with some different perspectives. That's what you're going to try next week. And if you're just tuned in and haven't got a clue what I'm on about, rewind and watch the first 20 minutes where I tried my best to help you understand thoughts and feelings. Oh, now there's a sight for sore eyes. The lovely Tom has joined us. Hey, Tom. Tom was one of our very first Well Youth members. A lovely young man who now isn't so young, because it was, 5 years ago that Tom joined us. So I think he was about 11, 12 then. I hope you're well, Tom. Join in with us every Sunday night, 8 o'clock, and listen to me waffle on about mental health and well-being, and hopefully some pass on some knowledge that might help you going forward. That's what I am here for anyway. So, or just the humour factor. Oh, hold on, I've lost me. There you go. Right, sorry, just got to have a drink. Thirsty work. So, what have you got planned for the week ahead, guys? Has anyone got any meetings or presentations? Tom has just said, I'm brilliant, thank you. Now I'm in full-time employment, fire protection. Well done, Tom. But that does make me feel old when my well youth go and get jobs. One of my kids that I used to work with the other day turned 24. And I'm like, stop aging. I still tell everyone I'm 21. And when kids I've worked with when they were 7 or 8 are now turning 24, it makes me feel old. Lovely Zara has said, long time no speak. Thought I'd say I'm lingering in the background. Excellent. There are lots of people lingering in the background, Zara. You're not the only one, but thank you very much for saying hi. It means a lot. And never worry, you can always message me, guys, anyway, if you don't feel that you want to share your wellness wins and what's going on for you on the live feed. You can message me offline as well. I'm here. But it is lovely, 8 o'clock every Sunday night, catching up with so many of you and just checking in, really, with our mental health and how that's been going. Remember, everyone's got mental health. We're not here talking just about illness, and we're talking about life. We're not talking about the disease element. We're not talking necessarily each week about certain disorders. I'm trying to give insight into how our mental health gets affected every day by what's going on by not sleeping, by not eating properly, by stresses at work, by arguments with friends, by all the stuff that goes on in life. And I think that's what's lovely about our little group now that we have. So many of you are sharing what's going on. Oh, I've got a presentation, or I've got this meeting, or da da da. And it's really helpful to everyone else to realise that they're not alone with what's going on for them as well. So, guys, I'm in the hub next week. When am I in the hub? Monday through to Saturday, so I'm in there. Oh no, I won't be in Wednesday because I work in a school. Thursday, actually, I'm off to Southend Airport. Southend Airport have very kindly made a donation to Motivated Minds, so I'm going to pick that up at a presentation. So I can't wait for that. But I am in and around the hub all next week. If not, my fabulous team are. So if I'm not around, catch up with my team. I've got a new team member joining us March the 2nd, who has background in counselling and NHS. So she'll be expanding the Motivated Minds offering and making sure we can get to those people that are in need of counselling. We've got our own counsellor now, so that's fabulous. So yeah, we've got lots going on. What else is new? I think that's it. I think that is it, my wellness warriors. Please send me in any stuff that you want to see on the Motivated Minds page. I've had a few people this week sending me in different quotes that they've seen and it's meant something to them. So yeah, if you've got anything or any articles that you want shared, please do send them over. There's myself, Lindsay and Donna that are sitting behind the Motivated Minds Facebook page. One of us will always get back to you as soon as we can. But thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for sharing your wellness wins. I hope you have an awesome week coming up. And as always, love and peace to you all. Take care. See you next Sunday at 8. See you later. Bye.